in a city that never sleeps, a city built on dreams, resilience, and the promise of tomorrow, a city where every corner is full of ambition and strength. New York City, where our story begins. Together, we're 1 million brilliant students and staff in over 1,600 schools, the largest school district in the nation. From the heights of the Bronx to the heart of Manhattan, from the shores of Staten Island to the streets of Brooklyn, from the cultural mosaic of Queens, every neighborhood in between. We are New York City, no matter where we come from or where we're going. Together we rise to every challenge, defying expectations and showing the world we are teammates on every court and in every classroom. We're building tomorrow's leaders through innovation, creativity, and teamwork. In our classrooms, diversity thrives. We embrace every voice, every perspective, showing that together we are stronger. At New York City Public Schools, we learn that hard work, dedication, and teamwork can turn any dream into reality. Because we're more than just a school, we are a community. Every day, our educators go above and beyond to inspire, challenge, and uplift. They challenge our children in the classroom through New York City Reads and New York City Solves as they learn to excel in literacy and math. They keep our children safe and our families engaged through NYCPS Cares, Respect for All, and other initiatives. They guide our young people along the path to their future, making sure they're ready for a career, higher ed, and all the steps towards achieving their goals. Alongside our principals and superintendents, they help our students explore new worlds of possibility and push their boundaries beyond imagination. From the first day of pre-K to the last day of senior year, in every borough and on every block, together, preparing for a limitless future.
This is New York City Public Schools. Bold, brilliant, and built for what's next. See you in September.
How about that? We're here. We did it. It's now September. Welcome back, everyone. Before we get our state of our school started, we're going to watch another video to take us a few weeks ago when we opened our doors. Each and every one of you made that possible. So let's take a look back as we celebrate the beginning of a new chapter.
First day hits different. Not just because it's loud or busy, though it is. It feels different because it means something. The city is waking up, and so am I. Trains rattle underground, buses pull up to the curb, friends walking together, their new kicks in sync. Inside, the school is alive before I even get there. The principal is already walking the halls, unlocking doors like turning a page to a new chapter. Custodians shine the floors until they gleam. Teachers place our names on the desk so we know we belong. Nothing works alone here. Every role matters. Every person counts. The only way forward is together. We bring everything we learned over the summer into the space. Phones down, eyes up. Focusing on what matters. We read together with NYC Reads, tackle math with NYC Solves, and explore new tech and careers with Future Ready NYC. It will not always be easy. Some lessons will challenge me. Some days will push me. But every question I ask, every answer I try, every smile I share, that's how I make this year mine. The first day is more than finding a seat. It is about connection. It is about discovery. It is about showing up with everything I am. The first day is about helping each other. Because NYCPS cares. We are all on our way. And the only way to get ready is to be ready together. Welcome back to New York City Public Schools, where every step matters, every voice belongs, and the journey starts now.
students are in the back. And now, let us welcome our students' Master of Ceremony from Schuylerville Preparatory High School, Tamia Sanders and Pamela Salguero.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamia Sanders.
And my name is Pamela Salguero.
And
We are from Schuylerville Preparatory
in the Bronx. On behalf of Chancellor Melissa Aviles-Ramos, we want to welcome you and thank you for attending our third annual State of the Schools, while we also acknowledge Heritage Month. On behalf of all the students here today, I just want to say a big thank you to the schools and leaders who made this State of the Schools possible. First, to the Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics, thank you. Superintendent Beetleman and Principal Nico Torrey, for welcoming us and hosting today's event. To Isaac Newton Middle School for Math and Science, thank you. Superintendent De La Cruz. And Principal Paris. Thank you again for your support and partnership. And thank you as well to PSM 169 Superintendent Lusan and Principal Rivas. To go forward, we really appreciate your hospitality, your leadership, and the way you continue to support students like me every day. This event wouldn't have been possible without you. Let's give all of them a big, nice round of applause. I would now like to ask Principal Nico Torrey to say some remarks.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Manhattan Center. I'm Dr. Nicotri, the proud principal of the most magical high school in New York City, Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics. Here, we educate and inspire the leaders and problem solvers of tomorrow. Inspire spells out our core values of integrity, nerve, support, partnership, imagination, respect, and excellence. The P in Inspire is at the heart of Inspire because it is partnership. And so we are very lucky to partner with all of you today to welcome you and to share space with you. Thank you. Passing it back to the student MCs.
Please give us a super warm welcome to our lovely principal, Mrs. Bell.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordana Bell, and I am the proud principal of Schuylerville Preparatory High School, District 8 in the Bronx. A school that stands today on the strong foundation laid years ago by none other than Chancellor Aviles-Ramos when she served as principal. It is truly an honor to speak today at the State of the Schools. This moment is deeply personal, not just because of what we're building together, but because I've had the privilege of walking this journey with our Chancellor for almost 20 years. We started our careers in classrooms right next door to one another, literally. Side by side, we taught, collaborated, and fought to make sure every student, especially those with special abilities and our multi-language learners, were not just included, but truly served. And I know I'm not alone in that mission. Every educator in this room, every school leader, every staff member, you share that same unwavering belief in the potential of every child. We don't just teach content, we build futures. We create belonging. We give students the tools to thrive. Because the truth is, it does take a village, and in my experience, New York City Public Schools is the largest and most powerful village in the world. Whether you're in a classroom, a cafeteria, an office, or a hallway, you are doing the work that shapes futures. It's demanding, it's relentless, but it's also transformative. And under Chancellor Aviles-Ramos' leadership, that shared commitment to equity, to inclusion, to excellence isn't just surviving, it's thriving. It's becoming the standard, not the exception. I am proud to be part of this work. I'm proud to stand with all of you, this extraordinary village, doing what matters most, building a system where every student has the opportunity to rise. And before I close, I want to speak to the power of mentorship, because none of us gets here alone. Behind every educator, every leader, every success story, there's someone who saw potential before it was fully formed. Someone who challenged, supported, and reminded us of what we were capable of, especially on the hard days. That's why the mentors we've had along the way are so important, because we are mentors now. Every day, our students look to us for guidance, belief, and encouragement. We are their models of resilience, of possibility, of purpose. Mentors don't just shape careers, they shape lives. And when we support each other, we're even stronger for the students who count on us. Let's continue to lift one another up so we can keep lifting them even higher. Let's keep going. Let's keep building together. Thank you.
Are you guys ready to get started? Yes. All right. Now we would like to direct your attention to the screen to learn more about the great work in our schools.
Are you being prompted to think for yourself, to ask questions, to engage with adults in a way that is productive?
They have to experience success, and with success is joy. And they have to do so in a place that is nurturing and full of adults who believe in their capacity. That is what's core to our mission.
In New York City, in the harbor, there's a lady who stands greeting people from all over the world. And in New York City schools, we take that torch that she carries and we give it to each student and say, be your best self. And when you do that, you will be part of the tradition that makes New York the greatest city in the world.
My community, they support me and they encourage me and they, shape me up to do better. Because the community I'm surrounded by is so loving, I just don't want to lose it.
Without the community, I'm nothing, honestly. And it's within the community that we rise, and it's within the community that we build strength.
If you say a child can do anything, and you really believe it, and the kids understand that in this space you can do anything, they'll do anything.
They don't make you feel like you're a child in the sense that you're insignificant or your opinion doesn't matter. Like, we're here. If they didn't care about what we really thought, we wouldn't have been here.
Listening to the voices of the teachers, listening to the voices of the parents, and making adjustments where necessary. The administration is always evolving and trying to improve initiatives.
They want to read. They're going to be able to read. It's how are we going to meet them where they are and push their growth as a reader and ensure that we are hitting the skills that they need in order for that growth.
It helps me add more challenging words to my writing and makes it look more professional.
My son's reading experience is mostly from school. He comes home with his EL homework and his poetry homework, and we do lots of pronunciation. He knows all his vowels now. He's learning by phonics too, so he's really dedicated to pronouncing every single letter that he reads, and that's been helping him so much.
With InDesign, I made my own logo. With Photoshop, I've made my own clothing brands, and it's all been fun. And I really enjoyed, and I think it's gonna help me later down the line during college.
Talking about introducing a more diverse pool of programs to younger kids so that they've been exposed to different things.
In seeing her, I could also receive many opportunities outside of this building. I was very happy. From being lost to going to where I actually wanted to pursue was something that I really, really had wished.
I feel like this school has taught me to work hard, actually. I feel like all the courses here are rigorous and there's not one time where I felt like I wasn't challenged.
I spent so many years out in the professional world, and I got to bring in that experience to my kids to give them the skills, the tools that they need to be successful in those kinds of careers.
Everyone has been polite, everyone has been dedicated to teaching the kids, making sure that they are more than prepared to go to the next level.
It all starts at home. We are their first teachers. We are their first everything.
And we want to make sure we put in place this love of learning, this love of advancing, this love of gaining more knowledge, because the more knowledge you have, the more you can do to make the world a better place.
Should I say it now? Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Kenita Lloyd, Chief of Staff to the Chancellor.
Good morning, New York City Public Schools. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the third annual State of Our Schools address, and I'm so excited to be here and to switch it up a little bit this year for Chancellor Melissa Aviles-Ramos. Now, before we get started, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask you to put away your cell phones, your smart watches, your smart glasses, as we start our program today. I know that everyone is excited to see the Chancellor, but we wanted to bring you a little bit of something different today. We're changing things up because we want to introduce you to the people we work with and for every single day. You see, last year, Chancellor Aviles-Ramos kicked off her time here with a 5-borough listening tour to hear from our school communities. And 1 year later, she thought it was important for you to hear directly from those students, families, school leaders, district leaders on just how we were doing with our initiatives. New York City Reads, New York City Solves, creating a culture of intellectual. So I'm going to get started. Student. First, I'm going to get started with our Eric Mendez. Both are 8th graders from 15 in the Bronx. Our parent panelists, Caroline Jose. Caroline is the Vice President of her Community Education Council, a New York City Reads Ambassador, a Family Connector, and a proud parent of 2 children in District 6. Our next parent is Anton Zundi. Anton is a proud New York City Public School parent of 3 children in District 3 and a dedicated family connector. Ide Flores. Ide serves as a middle school parent, family connector, New York City Reads Ambassador, and the first ever Ide hosted the first ever Chancellor's Town Hall exclusively in Spanish and interpreted into other languages. And now our educators, Cindy Flores, 8th grade math teacher at PS MS 15 in the Bronx. Dr. Yasmin Perez, principal of the Bilingual Bicultural School. And Dr. Josephine Van Ness, superintendent. Let's give our panelists a applause. Our first question is for our students. Thank you. All right, our first question is for our students. Tell us, how have you experienced initiatives such as New York City Public Schools Solves in your classroom? How has it made learning more exciting and makes you want to wake up and come to school every single day?
It makes learning more exciting because, like, I get to learn from other people, experiences. I get to learn how, like, they work, their strategies. That's a big lesson for me, and it makes learning easier.
Avril?
Well, I really enjoy using Amplified Desmos because the questions we get asked challenge me, and I love when I get challenged. These questions push me to talk, share my ideas, and look at the problems differently.
Thank you. Our next question is for our parents. Our families are our first teachers and our primary partners in sustaining curiosity beyond the classroom. How have you experienced initiatives such as New York City Reads, New York City Solves, and Pathways?
Well, I will start by saying that, the New York City Reads Family Ambassador space has really opened and electrified my own curiosity. It has allowed me to train with many professionals. Okay, we're back. All right, y'all with me? Okay, great. So New York City Reads Family Ambassador space has allowed me to have my own intellectual curiosity by opening the doorway to understanding the science of reading at a level that I didn't really know. And what's even more incredible is that it opened up my children's curiosity because they saw me coming home with books from different spaces, and they wanted to understand why mommy was reading so much. And that made them read with me. And with that, I was able to connect with them into their own understanding and question what they thought was going to happen next, or what they felt about the characters in the book, and if they were going to make the same decisions. And that sparked their own critical thinking, which really, really is super important for a child's growth. So in that respect, as a parent, it's been an extremely positive and very, very eye-opening experience that has literally led me to just become more inclusive in my community through the ambassador program by bringing workshops and free book giveaways and be in places that are outside of the classroom, which allow everyone to know that reading is everywhere and reading is important. With that said, our parents have actually given me the feedback that they love seeing literacy outside in the neighborhood. And it's made them more empowered to sit and get books with their kids and get into reading. Because at the end of the day, we are the experts of our children. And who better than us? So yes, that's my answer.
As a family connector, I've spent time learning all resources available to families. And this has prompted me to be willing to share with others, so that no one will have to go through challenges alone. And you know, families ask questions like what resources or support are available to them, or how to navigate like a tough situation in New York City. So all these questions, open up ways to like connect with them, learn together, learn new things, learn all these resources that the city offers to the families that they didn't know before, and mostly to thrive together. Thank you.
Thank you. Aide?
Gracias por esa pregunta, la aprecio bastante, ya que como usted lo mencionó cuando me presentó, soy una madre líder que solamente habla por el momento español.
Thank you very much for the question. It's very important to me in as much as you mentioned during the presentation, I am a parent leader, and for the moment, I'm speaking Spanish only.
Y bueno, creo para mí fue muy importante, ya que como no es mi idioma, era muy difícil acoplarme a las enseñanzas dentro de la escuela. Entonces, cuando yo comienzo estos programas, me doy cuenta de que tal vez son cosas que mis hijos ya habían visto cuando empezaron su sistema escolar.
And so for me, it's very important in as much as, since English is not my language, my native language, it was at first kind of difficult for me to sort of fold myself into the school system. And so through these programs, however, I've been able to notice things that I recognize from schooling.
Pero bueno, yo vi que las maestras de mis hijos ya estaban teniendo esta técnica. Es cuando me nace la curiosidad de inmergerme más en estos programas, ya que puedo adaptarlos a la edad de mis hijos, porque ellos ya son, ahora mismo ya son de middle school y de high school.
And so when these programs were presented by the teachers, it's really there where my curiosity was sparked to learn more about them. And to be able to learn about these initiatives, to adapt them to my children who are now in middle and high school.
Y pues lo más importante es transmitirles ese mensaje a los demás padres que no tienen el idioma inglés como primer idioma, a que se involucren más, a que ellos mismos o nosotros mismos aprendamos estas técnicas para poder ayudar a nuestros hijos en casa y siendo el ejemplo o siendo nosotros mismos lo verídico de saber que estos programas funcionan. Entonces, eso es lo que me motiva más a estar participando en esto, en demostrarles a todos los demás padres que no hablan el inglés que el idioma no es ninguna barrera, sino nos tenemos que motivar y es un reto para continuar.
And so that's really the most important thing for me to transmit, that message to other parents whose first or primary language perhaps is not English. My message to them is that it's of the utmost importance to become more involved in their children's education in any way possible so that they too can learn these techniques that they can apply at home for their children. And to be able to, in that sense, lead by example and to sort of reflect the best version of this program, be the living version of the program. So that's really what motivates me the most, is to be able to show parents that language is not a barrier, quite the contrary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Curiosity challenges the status quo. That means asking hard questions and trying new approaches. To our educators, can you share a moment when curiosity led to real change in your school district? I'm going to kick it off with our teacher.
Thank you. You know, in my 13 years as a math educator in the Bronx, shout out to the Bronx, I've really come to understand the importance of student voice. And so the motivation in the instructional choices I make, as well as the routines and structures of my classroom, are about how am I centering students' voices and their ability to express themselves, challenge themselves, and demonstrate their curiosity. Derek and Avril are two of my 8th graders, and I taught them in 7th grade, and they're an example of when you love children and you empower them to speak their minds, they can grow significantly. They're up here today because they have to speak every single day in class. Using the Amplified Desmos curriculum, which I really love and is a part of New York City Solves, and is supported by our district, District 10, Avril and Derek sit in small groups every single day and are expected to express their thinking, express their wonderings, use math language on a regular basis. And I want to share a quick story about Derek. The other day I caught him sitting in his pod, but speaking across the room to another student, and he was with his hands showing the visual of how a 180-degree rotation will land a figure in another quadrant. And he persisted until the student across the room said, "Oh, I get it." And it was just such a magical moment. And I'm so proud to be able to serve the students of New York City, to serve the students of my home borough, the Bronx, and to be up here with 2 students who are going to change the world.
Dr. Perez?
Thank you. So about 3.5 years ago, I had an experience of sitting in a math classroom, and I had many wonderings. And during that time period, my intellectual curiosity led me into a path of inquiry, specifically around math, but more so raising student engagement during math, raising the rigor, and also raising proficiency. Along with that came the opportunity to create professional learning communities focused on math with teachers vertically across the school to really research and look for ways to really impact student outcomes. To move forward, along with that came instructional rounds where teachers, whatever they were learning in the PLC, they were able to implement and receive feedback from their peers. Long story short, the work has really had significant impact on our student outcomes. Our students can work across station, rotation, and learning, and create, design, collaborate, problem solve, and critique, and thus resulting in higher proficiency in math. But overall, for me personally, the most rewarding aspect of the work, yes, I love the 3s and 4s, right? I love the proficiency. But for me, it's the student efficacy and seeing the confidence in the eyes of every single student at BBMS because they know they can and they know they will. Thank you.
Dr. Van Ness.
So, in sitting in the role of superintendent, especially in Queens South, I was raised in Queens South. Yeah, that's right. I was raised in Queens South, taught in Queens South, literally came up through Queens South. So everything that we have worked on as a district has been to break that status quo, to give students opportunities that I didn't have when I was a student growing up in Queens South. That really starts with having a collective vision, right, that is built through the conditions of collaboration. There's nothing that I do as a superintendent that's not within collaboration. And some of the structures that we've built around collaboration has been my principal think tank, who every decision comes through. Our STEM in the South advisory, really thinking about innovation. Our Scholars Collective, making sure that their voice is at the forefront and making sure that we are always in collaboration with our community members, our elected officials, and our families. That provides critical opportunities for us to question, to share resources, to think about what is and what needs to be, right? And that's that vision. And I think that when you're thinking about that level of collaboration, you're ultimately always working on getting better together in that vision. In talking about the student and the Office of Pathways work, I remember as a high school scholar, the extent of my post-secondary planning was, what do you want to be? And here are some colleges that are available to you. That's no longer. Students get to explore their career choices and their career paths, taking courses in business, finance, education, all of these different areas, but not just learning about them, having work-based learning, internships, opportunities, true opportunities, right? So before you leave high school, you have had the opportunity to truly explore a career path. And as a district, our goal is always to multiply those opportunities. So stemming from that Pathways work, we created our STEM in the South initiative, opening 16 innovation sites. It's our STEAM Center Without Walls, really being able to offer droning, aviation, culinary arts, and not only offer these courses, but students are also able to get career credentials and certifications in flights, in FAA certifications, OSHA certifications. Talk about breaking the status quo, talking about creating conditions for excellence. We are building, through collaboration, an ecosystem of excellence.
Thank you. So you see, intellectual curiosity is not just our theme today, but it's our shared responsibility. From me to our superintendents, to our educators, our parents, our families, our students. Together, we can ensure that is the foundation of everything that we do at New York City Public Schools. What you've heard today are these stories, real stories, stories from our school communities, stories that you don't hear every day. I want to thank you. I want to thank our panelists. Please join me and give them a round of applause. Oh, that. Oh, thank you.
Reverend. Reverend DeGraff. Please give a warm welcome to Reverend DeGraff.
Get ready, get ready, because we're going somewhere. We're going to the next level. We've got some music to set the stage. We've got some cheerleaders. The best cheerleaders in America are here right now. Come on. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, New York's finest, but we're going somewhere. A little ways down the road is a place called the United Nations. Maybe you've seen what they've done. They can't seem to get it together. But in New York City, the whole nation is watching us today. And before we go any further, we have to recognize some things. This last year, we've gone through something. Whether the school system, whether in your personal lives, each of us has gone through something. But we're New Yorkers, so please stand. New Yorkers, stand. That would be you. That would be you. And before we go any further, we're going to do what New Yorkers do. We stand shoulder to shoulder, and we care. So if you would look at the people around you in a New York kind of way and say two things. I'm so glad you're here, and everything is going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Please be seated. But don't you feel better? Well, get ready, because we're going somewhere. You see, it was not too long ago when a chancellor named David Banks had a vision and looked at the school and said, we can do better than this. And some people said, but we've never done that before. Other people said, we've always done it this way. But he stepped out with his vision on faith, and the results, and he laid a foundation. He went to the Congress and told them, we're not with those other folks, we're New Yorkers, and we got this. And he became America's chancellor. And then it became time to pass the baton. And the city of New York and the Honorable Eric Adams looked for a shining star, and he didn't have to look far. He looked to the Bronx and found a woman who had been a teacher, a principal, a superintendent, and had a child in the system. He found a shining star, someone very special, and when she got down to Chambers Street, she didn't just stay there. She went all around the city and did something extraordinary. She listened. She listened to superintendents and to students, to safety officers and to parents, to cafeteria workers and to social workers, and all the people in this room who made up this system. She seemed to be everywhere at once, and in the process transformed Tweed from an ivory tower to a launching pad for equity and new ideas. And in the process, she became the Chancellor of the people. Would you welcome, in a New York kind of way, a woman for a time such as this, the Chancellor of the City of New York, Melissa Aviles-Ramos.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Good morning y buenos días. Yes, happy Hispanic Latine Heritage Month. Aquí hablamos español. To our amazing student MCs, can we give it up for Tamia and Pamela? So honored to have them lead this program. We also need to give a huge round of applause to our panelists. Thank you so much. You know, we could sit here and we could talk about it, we could talk at you, but what was important was for you to hear it directly from those who have been most impacted from the incredible work that has happened in this administration. So I want to thank our parents, our students, our school leaders, our district leaders who sat on that panel and contextualized this moment, because it is yours. You know, every team has a heartbeat. Every team member pulls their weight, and I'm honored to have the team that I have. I want to thank all of you for sticking with me, for entertaining all my crazy ideas, and for making them a reality. And the heartbeat of our team is our Chief of Staff, Kenita Lloyd. And I promise you, that heartbeat's strong, because if people don't get it done, she'll make sure it gets done. And to my dear friends and mentor, Reverend DeGraff. A very kind and generous, warm introduction, but the reality is that I am one of the many he has mentored. And as we heard earlier, mentorship is a key cornerstone of leadership development. So I want to thank him for pouring into me and all of us. There are so many people to thank here today. And I want to especially thank, as we begin, our community-based organizations. You help us fill the gaps every single day and on-the-ground work. To our elected officials who keep up the good work and partnering with us and holding us accountable and showing up for our children and families every single day. To my fellow commissioners and everyone across New York City, including your great teams who help us run this city, thank you for celebrating our work. And to Deputy Mayor Anna Almanzar and to Deputy Mayor Camille Joseph Varlick, thank you so much for your dedication and belief in New York City Public Schools. And I especially want to thank the man who made it possible for me to be your chancellor, Mayor Eric Adams, for appointing me and trusting me, just a girl from the Bronx who wanted to teach, to lead New York City Public Schools. To our host here at Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics, thank you so much, Principal Nicotri. Thank you, Superintendent Beidelman. And all the amazing schools here, Isaac Newton Middle School for Math and Science under Superintendent De La Cruz and Principal Pioriz. PSM 169 under Superintendent Louis Sant and Principal Rivas. This is an amazing campus and we're so grateful to you for hosting us. Our student performers, can we give it up for the Fort Hamilton High School Marching Band? JROTC from the Lehman campus in the Bronx. And we have student journalists from Bronx River High School in the Bronx. And all our volunteers, cheerleaders, and student journalists from all over. And thank you, Principal Bell, for your leadership at Schuylerville Prep. I'm so happy to know that the school is in great hands and you are continuing the great work that we aspired to way back when. We have so many partners in this work, and I only wish that we had time to thank them all individually. But as I stand here, I look at a few. Our education chair, City Council Member Rita Joseph. Senator John Liu and Assemblyman Michael Benedetto for their leadership as our education chairs in the Senate and Assembly. And our work cannot be done without the great partnership of our labor unions, their leaders, Henry Garrido of DC 37, Michael Mulgrew of the UFT, and Henry Rubio of CSA. You know, we talk a lot about the panel for educational policy, and we don't always talk about what they do. We say the PEP, we have PEP, we have to talk to the PEP, we work with the PEC. We never really give them their flowers because they work with us to help push through policy and practices that are going to benefit our children. They hold us accountable. So I want to thank all our members of the panel for educational policy. Our community and citywide education council presidents and members, our district leadership teams, and all our parent leaders across PTAs and SLTs across New York City. And to all of our parents, I want to thank you for choosing New York City Public Schools. Thank you for trusting your babies with us. We know that is the ultimate compliment, and we appreciate your faith in us. We try every day not to let you down. Let me also shout out the over 145,000 staff members across our schools, districts, and central offices who make every day possible and made this one of the smoothest first days of school. Superintendents, principals, assistant principals, parent coordinators, counselors, social workers, cafeteria workers, custodians, related service providers, school psychologists, school aides, librarians, paraprofessionals, safety agents, community coordinators, and of course, our teachers. Thank you. I don't only thank you as a chancellor, but I thank you as the mom of a New York City public school student. I get to experience this great system every single day as a mom of an 11-year-old. And for those of you with 11-year-olds, God bless us all. A day like today is not easy to pull off. And our tech issues were a little bit of a metaphor for what happens every single day. It ain't easy, but we signed up for it because we're built for it. and we push through no matter what. And so I want to thank the incredible team that made today possible. Jackie Schechter, Derry Rodriguez, Melissa Cisco, Xavier Edwards, all the team members who made today possible. To our 3M Chancellor team, you make sure we are a well-oiled machine. And I want to thank everybody on the detail, my special assistant, Yvette Crespo, I just gave you a new last name. It is such an operation that has become family, and I'm just grateful to have you all in my life. And most importantly, to our young people, our students, our scholars, our leaders of today and tomorrow. We are not perfect, but everything we do is in service of you. Everything we do is to make sure you have the opportunities that we all wanted for ourselves and more. So dream boldly, live with purpose, go out there and show everyone what you're made of. And if you fall, it's okay, because we got your backs today and always. As we kick off the 25-26 school year and all the possibility and promise it brings, there's an image that comes to mind for me, a spark. And as teachers, principals, superintendents, New York City public school parents and students, we see that spark in many places and spaces. I know I saw it in my high school students when we dove into Shakespeare and they made insightful connections between centuries-old plays and their daily lives. I saw it as a school leader when my colleagues and I made critical improvements that turned around our graduation rate. And I saw it in my own daughter when her reading skills began clicking into place and when she proudly contributed to a family dinner with a conversation around politics by talking about Justice Sonia Sotomayor. These aha moments, driven by high expectations, vigorous discussion, and unrelenting questioning, lie at the heart of teaching and learning. They're the moments that stick with us. They're the moments that inspire our students to take the advanced placement course, to audition for the school play, to try out for the team, to pursue their dreams. And after nearly 2 decades in this work, I can confidently say it all starts with a spark. Our job as a community is to ignite that spark across New York City public schools every single day. So this year, we are emphasizing deep learning, intellectual curiosity, and academic rigor, because we know that with high expectations and the right support, every child is capable. Now, let me be clear. This work begins with the fundamentals, with reading and math. Whether it's a child's excitement as they sound out new words, or a teenager's thrill at solving a tricky algebra problem and getting it, our students experience these aha moments constantly as they build their foundational skills. That's why New York City Reads and New York City Solves, signature initiatives of this administration, are so important. For the first time, we are working across our entire city to ensure high-quality instruction in both reading and math. You do not have to question what kind of school you are going to get based on your zip code. We are ensuring true equity by making sure you have access to high-quality instructional materials, regardless of where you go to school in this city. I want us to take a moment to appreciate how monumental this is. Because if you walk into a reading class in New York City, I can tell you exactly what you'll see. Students engage in excellent, rigorous, evidence-based instruction, guided by a teacher with specialized training and deep pedagogical knowledge. And this level of consistency and quality, especially at this scale, is transformative. As we begin our third full year of these initiatives, New York City Reads is active in over 900 schools, and New York City Solves in nearly 600. We've provided over 31,000 job-embedded coaching sessions for New York City Reads and Solves educators and leaders with widespread impact. 82% of Reads teachers agreed that it helped their implementation. And we've trained over 5,000 New York City Reads ambassadors, some of whom are in the audience today, including nearly 2,500 this calendar year alone. And this year, walk into any classroom across any grade, and you'll see even greater levels of support and acceleration. In early childhood, our youngest learners, or as Deputy Chancellor Hawkins affectionately calls them, the littles, are building strong language and literacy foundations. For our older students in New York City Solves, we are prioritizing instructional shifts and focus areas that increase academic rigor and boost students' proficiency. And we recently announced across our New York City Reads schools a system-wide launch of MTSS, or a multi-tiered system of supports, so that when a student needs more help, their teacher can provide an immediate, focused, evidence-based intervention on top of the standard lesson. So this could include practice in phonics, vocabulary, or any of the key skills, ensuring all students, including those with disabilities, receive high-quality support when they need it. And to be clear, teachers have been doing MTSS for a long time, but much like phonics-based instruction, parents shouldn't have to guess the quality of that instruction, which is why we were so excited to partner with the CSA and the UFT on delivering a guidance for MTSS. I'm also thrilled to announce today that we will be piloting New York City Reads English language development curricula specifically for our English language learners in 80 schools. Here in New York City, multilingualism is a superpower. Here in New York City, we know that it's important to be literate in multiple languages. Here in New York City, we know knowing more than one language should be an expectation and in no way a deficiency. So we're going to honor that work, and we're not going to stop. This pilot pairs what we know about how children learn to read with how students acquire a new language, accelerating literacy and academic success for our students learning English. As of last year's New York City School Survey, 93% of our families believed their schools provided high-quality reading and math instruction. 93%, y'all. An indication of our progress with New York City Reads and Solves. And 74% of middle and high schoolers reported that in most or all of their classes, their teachers want them to become better thinkers, not just to memorize things. Now, this is a solid start, but I'm confident that this year, our focus on rigor and personalized academic support is going to get us closer to that 100%. As we nurture our students' immense potential through rigorous academics, we're also lighting a spark with our students' pathways work. When a young person discovers their passion and purpose, it is nothing short of life-changing. So we are providing experiences that for too long were offered to too few. Work-based learning, early college credit, intentional post-secondary advisement, career exposure and exploration, and more. We've partnered with top employers and institutions of higher education because our students belong in both the classroom and the boardroom. Our Future Ready NYC initiative, now at nearly 180 schools, is preparing students for high-demand fields like healthcare, business, technology, and education. And with over 300 career and technical education programs across 130 schools, our students have access to specialized training in even more pathways, from graphic design to engineering, culinary arts, and robotics. On top of this all, across all grades, we've opened 28 new schools in this administration, including accelerated early college high schools and innovative immersive career pathway programs. And we've seen the impact. College enrollment has increased nearly 5 points over 2 years, and in 2024, we saw our largest number of students taking and passing advanced placements. Since 2022, our students have earned almost $30 million through paid internships and opportunities. And our elementary school students are earning money too. They're saving nearly $50 million across 280,000 college and career savings account through the NYC Kids Rise Save for College program. Of course, the work is ever changing, and we all know AI is the next frontier. As a system, our posture on AI has evolved in recent years. First, we banned it, and then we embraced it. And today, as we refine our approach, I'm eager to announce my approach, which is a 4-part AI framework for New York City public schools. First, we are preparing students for AI-powered lives and careers because we want our students to be producers of technology, not just consumers of it. Second, we are teaching students and staff to use AI responsibly. Third, we are mitigating bias and ensuring cultural responsiveness when using AI. And finally, we are leveraging AI to advance operational and instructional efficiencies because nothing takes the place of a teacher. To harness AI comprehensively and thoughtfully, each of these components is critical. And we look forward to sharing more about this work in the very near future. Because like all our student pathway initiatives, this is ultimately about re-envisioning the learning experience so our students are ready to take on the world. Just as a spark can stem from the individual, from a moment of learning or self-discovery, it can also stem from the power of community. That's why we are committed to creating a culture of care throughout our schools, shaping environments where students and families feel welcomed, respected, and valued. We are fostering this culture through NYCPS Cares, our newest initiative, which ties together my commitments to student safety, educator support, and family empowerment. As part of this work, we have launched citywide student-led anti-bullying and anti-vaping campaigns because our strongest messengers on these key issues are students themselves. We are expanding the interagency initiative known as Every Child and Family is Known, connecting children and families in shelters with caring adults. This started in the Bronx, and we are expanding to additional communities, now reaching 125 schools across the city. And we have over 2,000 volunteers signed up to become family connectors, community members and parents. If you're a family connector, would you please stand up? You're a family connector, stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at our army of parents. They do not only advocate for their own children, they advocate for all of our children. Between initiatives like Every Child and Family is Known and our family connectors, we are ensuring that families can cut through bureaucracy, not have any fear, and that they can get access to the resources that they are entitled to here in New York City, because those resources are not a privilege. As part of NYCPS Cares, I'm also pleased to announce that we have designated an inaugural NYCPS Cares cohort of 119 schools across the 5 boroughs. These schools from communities historically overlooked and underserved were selected based on key metrics like chronic absenteeism and safety incidents. They will receive intensive support, including training for staff, students, and up to 500 families on trauma-informed care. We are focused on building trauma-informed care families, not just schools. We are also going to train a cohort of approximately 250 family connectors, ensuring this trauma-informed approach is disseminated even further. In short, we're caring for our caregivers because we know that a school community is only as strong as its members, including our adults. It's important to remember NYCPS Cares is one of the many ways we build inclusive school environments across our city. It expands on a robust foundation of programming. Our Respect for All work to combat bias, our Meeting the Moment initiative that fosters crucial conversations, our Hidden Voices resources showcasing the diversity of our city, our Civics for All programs that encourage student voice, our Project Pivot initiative, which partners with community-based organizations, our community schools that offer wraparound supports, and our Project Open Arms work to welcome and support every newcomer student. NYCPS Cares ties together all these threads, lighting a spark through the power of connection. And let's remember that sparks are not just fleeting. If you generate enough of them, they have strength, permanence, and impact. They create results. We've been lighting sparks with NYC Reads and Solves, Student Pathways, and NYCPS Cares. We've been lighting sparks with key investments by this administration, $167 million to sustain early childhood education and support special education. Nearly $49 million additional dollars this year for our NEST, AIMS, and Horizon autism programs, and much more. And now we are seeing the results. In 2025, the percentage of students considered proficient by New York State grew by 7.2 points in ELA and 3.5 points in math. I remember when we had a bit of an implementation dip, something that we expected, especially having learned from other states that took on this big, great work, and knowing the size of our unique district. There were a lot of people out there who said, change course, abandon the plan. But if there's anything that I've learned in nearly 2 decades at New York City Public Schools, is that the things that don't work are because we abandon things too soon. That's why we're sticking to this. We made double-digit gains in 3rd and 5th grade ELA, thanks to New York City Reads. And our literacy level 1 results, the lowest scores dropped by 5.8 percentage points. The takeaway is clear. What we are doing is working. We also saw some growth across student subgroups, or student groups, as I like to say. No one is a sub. With some of the greatest gains for our Black and Latinx students. Our Black students showed the most growth across any student groups, and our Latinx students were right behind. I remember becoming a teacher and hearing everyone talk about the achievement gap, the achievement gap. But what we proved, and what we continue to prove, is that with the right tools and support for teachers, when we care about kids and we offer excellent instruction and high-quality instructional materials, we are closing an opportunity gap, not an achievement gap. For these great results, I'm extremely proud of our school communities, the students and principals who led boldly, the teachers who adopted new curricula and instructional methods, the families who practiced reading at home with their children, the students who gave it their all, not only on exam day, but throughout the year. Our students are far more than test scores, but this growth is a testament to their brilliance, their persistence, and their potential. And it's a reflection of our adults' leadership as well. So I'm going to ask all our superintendents and principals in the room to please stand up so we can give you a huge round of applause. These are the folks that make it happen every single day. But as we stand here celebrating, we also know that our work is far from done. These outcomes are promising, but we have a long way to go. Because when less than 50% of our Black and Latinx students and our students with disabilities and our multilingual learners are doing math and reading proficiently, that's unacceptable. So the scores tell us we're on the right trajectory, but we mustn't stop until every single student is proficient. Here's one example of our commitment to continuous improvement. We know we can do better with election engagement for our community and citywide education councils, one of the most vital parent empowerment structures we have. So based on feedback from internal stakeholders such as the Chancellor's Parent Advisory Council and external advocates, including the Alliance for Quality Education, we will be implementing several reforms, from developing a robust long-term outreach plan to improving ballot preparation. Together, we are taking a proactive, collaborative approach to ensure a stronger turnout in 2027. Across our system, in areas ranging from operations to teaching and learning, we have made many more improvements in the works. To that end, on our website later today, I'm so proud to announce that we will publish our first ever State of Our Schools accountability tool. This tool highlights both our accomplishments and our next steps, our action items, including data disaggregated by district. Some of the information will be static, shared for this year in comparison to last year. But other information, such as paraprofessional training to support students with IEPs, school repairs, and more, that data will be dynamic, which means we'll publish our target and update the data throughout the year, marking our progress toward that goal. New York City Public Schools, that's what you deserve. Transparency, a tool to watch how we are serving you. Something that you can see in real time and know that movement is happening. You should not have to wait a year after the school year closes to find out how your district was doing. This transparency is personally important to me. I remember being a teacher and filling out a bunch of surveys and wondering, what happens to that? Who gets it? Does anyone read it? And as a principal, I wondered if Central was truly listening to my concerns. And unfortunately, as a parent, I often felt my daughter was lost in a sea of other children. So as your chancellor, I want us to operate differently, more openly, more collaboratively. When our 2025 principal surveys came in, I learned that 92% of respondents trust me at my word. And my first thought was, how can I earn the last 8%? I assure you I'm listening. I assure you we are listening. And I encourage you to use this accountability tool, just as the name suggests, to hold us accountable, because your children deserve the best. This year, after all, is about lighting sparks. And a spark is not an end in and of itself. A spark represents a catalyst, a beginning. And we are just getting started. Thank you.